just syncing the sound. Hello. So if you saw my previous video called What Happened to Jack and Dean, and if my YouTube analytics are anything to go by, you did. You'll have heard me mention the fact that randomly this year, I've been making videos for James Blunt. I said there'd be a few more coming out over the next few weeks. It has been a few weeks, and they've made a bit of a splash. So I just thought I'd talk about what it was like working with Blunty McBluntface, the whole process of making videos like that, how it happened. But first, I just want to mention, and you know what's coming, I'm currently gearing up to direct my short film the second time around. It's something that I've been obsessing over for years, and I've spent most of this year trying to figure out how I actually get it made. Like, I didn't know, bluntly, I didn't know who was gonna pay for it. I didn't know if I was gonna have to fund it myself and maybe cut some corners or compromise on what it was that I wanted to do in order for it to actually exist and not just be in my head. And for a while I was reluctant to do the crowdfunding thing because I thought either nobody would care or worse, people might actually be annoyed at me, you know, for coming on the internet and being like, hello, can I have some money please? But over the last few weeks, you have proven to me that the opposite is true. You do care about the thing that I want to make. And I am so grateful for that. I genuinely don't even know how to express it. As this video has gone up, there is a little over 24 hours left. So if you'd like to be involved with it, this is literally your last chance. The budget on Kickstarter is currently at £26,570. Mental. And I just want to stress as well that even though we are 150% funded, every penny goes towards making this a better and better film. Because even though that is a substantial amount of money, to make something like this, it goes as fast as that. And most of that's just my fee. I'm joking. But if you do want to be involved, the link is the first one in the description. We are literally filming this in a week. And that is because of you. Unless you didn't contribute, in which case it's got nothing to do with you. But thanks anyway. You know, you can still watch the film. Okay, so James Blunt. How'd that happen? When I mentioned making the video for Maisie Peters, the same commissioner, she got in touch with my agents in January of this year with a brief saying that James Blunt was making some social material, content. It's content. I'll call it what it is. It's content. They had two ideas in place. One of them was James Blunt with a boombox interrupting people's romantic moments. And the other one was him throwing paper planes off the top of a roof in hopes that people would be like, oh, what's this? Oh. But you can't trust the British public to care. Well, what's that? Oh, it's James Blunt throwing some stuff off a roof. I'm not bothered. When it became clear that that wasn't going to work out and become quite an emotional video, we just went the other way, showed all the people walking past or even kicking the paper planes, and then ended it with him sweeping them up by himself because the idea hadn't worked out.
Hello, Atlantic Records.
Hey there, it's James.
James who?
James Blunt.
Oh, are you still signed to us?
So I added the idea of him being on the phone to his record label, and it turned out to be one of my favourite parts of doing it because James and I just improvised that and worked out that script together, and it just showed that we had we clicked, we had like a similar vibe, we got each other's humour.
So listen, are we going to make a proper video?
No, it's all about content now. We don't make videos anymore.
You did for Ed Sheeran.
But you're not Ed Sheeran. Who are you again?
James fucking Blunt.
So they were really good and they went down quite well. The rest of the year passes. I don't hear from him. But then I get a phone call while I'm in Italy for a wedding saying that he wants to do some more content because they're looking to promote the fact that he's re-releasing his first album for the 20-year anniversary.
Surprise! Oh my God, I was trying to surprise you. Gosh, 20 years of Back to Bedlam. I wasn't expecting you to put on a party. Who is that?
There he is.
Surprise! Oh, hey mate, happy birthday.
Oh, it's not my birthday. I'm 20 days sober.
Ooh.
They'd come up with an idea that James would change his name to whatever the public decided if his album got to the #1 spot again. They had the bones of a script, but I took that and decided I don't want it to feel like an infomercial or like he's just explaining the idea to camera. So I had this idea of him just bugging somebody around the office. And because the budgets for these are fairly restricted, I was like, I'll play the guy. Not expecting the fact that it went so huge and that video was played on things like Good Morning America.
I've been called many things in my life. Most hated man in pop, annoying, James Beige,
James
rude,
And then a couple of weeks, maybe not even that, like a week later, I get a phone call saying that they want to make some more because the videos have done very well. And I was kind of expecting it anyway, because the video where he's like, I will change my name, it feels like a question and you need to make a video that's the answer. One of the videos was that they had to announce what the public had decided was going to be the name if he gets to number one, which was Blunty McBluntface, predictably. And so I came up with a sketch where he would be at reception and not allowed to get into the record label unless he calls himself by the name that has been chosen.
Jimmy Spliff?
No.
Blames Junt?
Nope.
Divik Origi?
No.
James Cucking Funt?
No.
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny pop stuff awkward song machine?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Blunty McBluntface.
Go straight through.
So I just called up my friend Reb Day and I was like, would you like to be in a scene with James Blunt? Obviously, yes. Then we filmed 2 versions of an outcome were he to get to number one or if he doesn't get to number one. And we wrapped filming and I just thought, what a shame that one of these just won't get used because they're both funny. And as we were packing down the kit, I was like, one of them could just be a bad dream. Like we could do this really cheesy, like wavy transition and James could be like,
It's just a bad dream.
And I ran after him before he left and just said, do you want to just film this bit really quickly so we can use both? And he was just so up for it. The best thing I can say about working on these videos and working with James Blunt specifically is that it's so creatively fulfilling. A lot of the time when you're working on something, there's a lot of restrictions put in about what you can't do, what you can't say. And with this, it always just felt like whatever the funniest idea is, whatever the best idea is. But I just also want to point out, these videos look and sound gorgeous. And that's because I think I have 3 secret weapons. The first is my DOP, Kieran O'Brien. He's just so nimble, so brilliant, so creative. He is a one-man crew in and of himself, lighting it, shooting it, grading it. Without him, there wouldn't be videos. Then there's my sound designer, Dan Pugsley, who does a fantastic job on everything that I make. I never feel like anything that I've done is finished until I hear Dan Pugsley's mix on it. Like if you take the name change video, there's little details in there that you wouldn't think about. Like when he grabs the cup off me.
I'm re-releasing my debut album, Back to Bedlam, on October the 11th.
That's not a sound you just get on set. Or when James shoves the vinyl into me.
What will I change it to?
It really helps sell the joke. And especially for those second videos that we did, the receptionist one and the ones where he's on the phone. That was a much more stripped down crew. That was just me and Kieran on set that day. So we were just plugging a boom mic into the camera, which is not the best practice. But I knew I've got Dan Pugsley, and Dan Pugsley will do an amazing job. And my third secret weapon is Benjamin Squires, my composer. The very self-serious, Succession-esque music in the name change video. It's so brilliant, and he only ever did 1 version of that. I think it took him like 20 minutes. He's a genius. And then even just the drums that are in the reception video, it just brings it all up. Just makes it more feel like a completed, finished thing. So those 3, Kieran O'Brien, Dan Pugsley, and Benjamin Squires, they are the reason why any of this stuff is as good as it is. I just tell them what I want. And they do it. So talented. So unbelievably talented. But I hope I get to do more with Mr. Blunt because I absolutely adored making these. It's been so satisfying to just see the amount of people that have been enjoying it. And then occasionally just seeing like, oh, Vernon Kay's commented on that. I hope you enjoyed them if you've seen them. And I hope this has been somewhat insightful. Again, I just want to mention for the last time, my Kickstarter is 24 hours away from finishing. Your contributions will help me make this short film the best it can possibly be. Thank you very much for watching. And I hope you have a very good whatever day you're watching this on.